The drivers, characters, and events in TOECAR are fictional. Nobody was harmed in the filming of this production. Now sit back and enjoy the race.
Greetings and salutations, friends, viewers, TOECAR personnel, and whoever else is watching currently at this time on this day on this channel live on YouTube. We're back at CRI. We're gonna have the Cup Series race today. Pretty excited about it. A lot went on in the Truck Series race yesterday, including Kyle getting zapped out of the booth, and we're still Kyle-less at this point. Have not seen or heard from him since, we were in the booth with him yesterday. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, we're here, we're live, and we have a bunch of laps to do here at this scary little silly racetrack. And I also have my friends up here in the booth with me. It's Mike and Tristan and Anthony down on pit road yet again. There's some smoke. I don't know. Mike?
Matt, I'm so excited to be back here at CRI for the second day in a row. This is a great racetrack, and we learned a lot from the Truck Series race yesterday. We tuned these cars to be a little bit more stable on the racetrack. They should be able to move around each other a little bit more without wrecking each other. We should have a little bit cleaner race today, but also have everything we love from CRI. All the carnage, all the flying cars, everything you love about this racetrack.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree 100% with everything Mike said there, because it's true. We did tone down these cars. Hey, listen. Anyways, yeah, we toned down these cars, so hopefully we'll see a better product today compared to what we saw in the Truck Series. Not that the Truck Series was bad by any means, just a few more unnecessary wrecks than we personally like, but nonetheless, I think we got that straightened out, hopefully. Cross your fingers, knock on wood. And, I'm excited for what we're going to see today.
Anthony, what you got down there on pit road?
Well, I'll tell you what I don't have, Matt. That's the TOECAR mobility scooter. After yesterday's fiasco with it, I'm no longer allowed to drive. My certification for the forklift has been revoked. So I'm going to waddle around here. As you guys remember, I was very bloated and people were rolling me around. And it didn't end so well. I'm fine today. I just have a giant bump going on here in front of me. I can't see my feet, but I will waddle from place to place on this track. Thank goodness. It's like, what, 3.5 miles around here?
It's good exercise.
I mean, yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, we got a pretty exciting points battle going on. Of course, you could win your way into the playoffs here today.
Yes.
But as far as people clear on points at the moment, we have Preston DeWall leading the points overall without a win. He has so many points that he has absolutely nothing to worry about here today, except surviving, of course. You always have to survive in TOECAR. Brody Easy Mac, third in points, also has a massive buffer to the guys behind him. So as long as he doesn't get dead last and some other guys have, first and second place finishes, he should be all right. But down below them, Dale Bernhardt and Willie Studs are currently tied with 209 points. Those are your third and fourth drivers to make it in the playoffs currently via points. But Raymond Hans just 1 point behind them, and Pris Call just another 7 points back, as well as Lemmy Gadinia, who has a flat 200 points right now. That's just one behind Pris Call. And then, Tyrese Halifax also kind of on the outside looking in. So we'll see which of those guys can bring it home today in one piece in a good spot and put themselves in the playoffs if they don't win. Obviously, we had Mark, I guess, win at 8 Bowl in the Truck Series last week. While he had like double-digit points, he was the absolute biggest dog shit driver in the Truck Series, but he's in the playoffs. So we got guys like Leland Funnyman. We got guys like Neil Anderthal, Kurt and Kyle Busch, like guys that just have not had good seasons. They could, get it done today and put themselves right into the playoffs. But before we get to the action today, we have to go over last week's injury report from Indianapolis. Not a very long list, but Mike, you want to let them know?
I think it's a decent length, Matt. I mean, I think it's average size. We started out pretty early on lap 1, David Gutterball getting into it. Getting diagnosed with double XL Chris. It's bigger than massive Chris because he had 2 frontal impacts, one of them into another car and another one into the pit wall for some good reason. I'm not going to judge David, he has a win on the season. More than I have. The other car that ran into him was James Icup, nose to nose with him, but he just had 1 impact, so he just has regular massive Chris. And then further down the straightaway by the start-finish line, Joe Swanson got obliterated. Got hit so many times into other cars in the wall that it actually fused his spine partially back together and he can feel his legs now. Just an incredible feat of science, I guess. Crashing, I guess, is science. But as you heard, still not able to move his arms, so that's not going to help him. Still going to be relying on the Simon system for now. But it's going to take us some time to adjust to his new body. So his friend Peter Griffith is going to be hopping in to relieve him on the first pit stop. Peter says he's always wanted to drive a race car, so now's his chance. Most of the other drivers in that crash were actually substitute drivers that aren't even going to be attempting the race today anyway, but I will go ahead and say all of our substitutes from last week are still breathing in some capacity. Some of them more banged up than others, but all of them should be able to return to a race car, at least next season if they need to. Then on lap 3, Kobe Keith, trying to get into the pit lane under caution, ran into the pit wall. I get that the pit road at Indy's a little bit challenging, but it was starting to get out of hand. But once again, Kobe's a trash champion. I'm not going to judge. Someone used to judge his cease and desist. Took a big tumble down the back straightaway grass. And like good lawyers do, he stretched his truth. A great tactic in the courtroom and in the medical center. Because he's probably worse off than he led people to believe, but he wants to race. And then at the start of that same crash, Andrew got turned head on and then hit the driver's side hard into the concrete off of turn 2 there. Complained of the entire left half of his body being tenderized. Dr. Basil claims he doesn't know any more about what happened to him than that. Might have to give him a quiz during the off-season to make sure he is a medical doctor. But he still has 2 more weeks on his contract, so he's still good. And on lap 12, Willie Studs got beat around on the front straightaway really hard. Ricocheting off several cars and the inside wall, almost hit the pylon. That would have been in the highlights for 100 years. But it turns out Willie was on his way to a construction job before the race, kept a bunch of different cans of paint in the back, some already open from previous projects, and it just coated the whole inside of the car. Windows, roll cage, floor, roof, everything. It made a really cool design. I wasn't able to get any pictures of it, because that car was immediately sold at an auction. So if anybody finds that car, let me know. On lap 18, Jackie said got her 1,002nd concussion. Congratulations, there should be a prize for that, besides just being able to continue breathing. Jamie Chippy also involved in that, but he's not on this list because he's not driving today. On lap 30, Wyatt got turned head-on into the concrete. His Hans device came in handy, but, the antlers can't handle that much stress. Fractured him in a few places. Taxidermy, livid on the pit box. His value just went down a ton. But he still knows how to drive a race car. That's got to count for something, right? Then on lap 35, Brody Easy Mac smoked his ribs on the outside wall. We really need safer berries at Indianapolis. But Brody claims a good smoky flavor adds to the mac and cheese, so he wants to keep racing today. And then I thought we lost fearless Fred Bush. I was fearing this day forever. But in an incredible feat, he actually got back on the racetrack right before the storm rolled through. When he talked to Dr. Basil after the race, he complained that he had the taste of Yoo-hoo in his mouth. Anybody who's had a Yoo-hoo, at least back in the day before they changed the recipe, knows what that means. I'm going to say it's from all the fence metal going into his mouth when he got wrapped up in that fence. But lucky for him, just like Joplin the week before, it was one of the softer fences not meant to hold a car back, so it crushed pretty good, but it did give him that Yoo-hoo mouth. So that helicopter ride that he's been fearing and hoping for in a different way, his whole career, will have to wait. But it turns out Fred's not a big fan of Yoo-hoo, so he actually wants to get out of the car to help wash his mouth out as soon as he can, so his dad Craig is going to be getting in just like he did for his brother back at Riki a couple weeks ago. And also in that, Limburger got turned head-on into the outside wall along with Sono Head, who of course doesn't have one, so he got the headache for the both of them. And no, that didn't mean Limburger's pregnant. I think some other people should take a test, though.
Well, damn, Mike, it's good to hear that nobody's sitting out of this race, but,
Guys!
What? Whoa!
Where'd you come from?
What the fuck?
Do I hear Kyle?
You are never going to believe what just happened to me.
What? How'd you get in here?
I thought I was here. I thought I was going to call the truck race yesterday. Fell through a portal, and I made a crazy discovery. Not only do the portals take you different places, they take you different times. Because I got transported into 2 months from now, and fellas, we have an off-season lined up, to say the least. Oh, by the way, Anthony, congrats.
What on what?
But,
This would really explain that weird conversation I had with John F. Kennedy a couple weeks ago.
What?
That has nothing to do with me. Nonetheless,
Guys,
I'm
there's
happy.
a lot going on in the booth.
Happy to be back here in time for the CRI Splint Cup race. I have no idea what happened in trucks yesterday, so I guess I'll just have to watch the replay. But gentlemen, I think we're going to be seeing a great race today. All the other 2 races we've had here for the Cup Series have been fantastic. We've had a couple trash races here too. Not going to comment on those. But nonetheless, time to make the postseason.
Okay, sure.
Wow.
TOECAR.
Can I have my chair back?
How'd you even get in the chair that fast?
I want to
Bro
sit.
just shows up and sits down. Bro, stand up. All right, well, obviously, we have another individual in the booth with us. Kyle's back now, I guess. Still not really sure how any of that works, but
Hollow.
at
Nobody
any rate,
knows how the portals work.
in order to figure out where these guys finish, we first have to see where they start. And to do that, we'll go on down behind Jason Payson to our Derek Cope Friendlies paint scheme rug starting grid.
I gotta see who died earlier. I heard a horrible noise.
Something happened back here? What are you doing, Mike? Oh, shit.
Oh, it's Camaro. Who cares?
Oh, shit. He's up in there. Oh.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh! Well, we went back to take a look at what that catastrophic noise was we heard down by the goalpost. And it looks like the 30 of Camaros is going to get turned by weed trim in that 33 car. And this is not good because there's a big bump down here where the grass starts. And yep,
Yeah.
they both go up in the air.
I'm wondering
Oh my
why
God.
it got air like that. And here they go.
Oh.
Bang.
Whoa. And
I mean-
guys, let's not forget Big Luke had that awful crash here in season 1. Ever since then, the fan safety has been #1 priority. That is a tungsten wall.
Oh.
Oh, God. And
Oh.
tires, man. We just plowing right through him. He didn't have any control. It's not his fault. I mean, he caused it, so it is his fault. But
And I just want to give an update. The rims are still in those tire barriers. We just added spinners to them today.
I can't see them, so they're not-
donut. Where's Dale
Oh.
Jr.?
All right. Well, we'll get to the further information on what you just saw when we get further back in the grid. So, anyway, starting on the front row, on the pole, it's David fucking Gutterball in the
Let's
53
go.
car, having just the best season. It's really David's world, and we're just living in it at this point. Really happy to see this for him, and happy for Muscular's Extraview, who starts on the outside pole in that #1 car. You know, not a lot of times got ran in qualifying, but these guys were the fastest. So, in the second row, formerly Tristan's Cup, James I Cup in the 91, and on his outside, Raymond Hans in the 03. Coming up next, it's Willie Studs in the 17 car, as well as Chris Call in that #3. Behind them, we have Zach Outback in the 29 car, most winningest driver in TOECAR. Let's see if he can get another one here today. On his outside, Kurt and Kyle Busch in that 21, looking to turn his season around with a win. Starting 9th, Brody Easy Mac in that 48 machine, and on his outside, Steele Park in the 34.
Starting 11th, it's the 2 car of Jake Joe. And to his outside, it's the 96, so let me get in you.
No.
Behind them, it's the mayor of Concussion City, Jackie said, and to her outside, it's the 28 of Fearless Fred Bush. Now, Fearless Fred will be starting the race, but after the first pit stop, Daddy Craig is getting in the car. Starting behind them, it's the 10 car of Leland Funnyman, who has been filling in this season and honestly doing a pretty good job. He's got top 10 on the season. And to his outside, it's the 33 of Weed Trimma. Behind them, it's Andrew, who has been in races this season, I've been told. And to his outside, it's race winner, Ollie Olakainen, just looking to have a clean day. And rounding out the teens, it's going to be the 71 of Joe Swanson, who also will be getting out of the car. Now that he has working legs, he can get out of the car for his good friend, Peter Griffith, making his TOECAR debut. And on his outside, it's a 70 car of Gudaguchi Asiago, looking to potentially get a playoff spot today.
Next up, we have the 23 of Chunk Charles Wagon, looking to save his season, and alongside him, the 77 of Giuseppe Gabaguli, 2 weeks removed from getting whacked at Ricky Raceway. Next up, 2 TOECAR veterans, cease and desist in the 51, and last year's Trash Series, champion, Kobe Keith in that 90 car. Behind that, last season's disappointment and this season's disappointment. Ron Roundback in the 31 car, and alongside him, the 02 of Scubs. Behind that, last week's winner, Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream. I spoke to him before the race. I said, how do you like your odds in the playoffs? He said, huh? I asked him, how do you like this car today? He said, huh? I couldn't get an answer out of him. All I know is that 16 is going to try to get to the front. And then the 11 of Preston the Wall to his outside, already locked into the playoffs, but hopefully going to build some momentum today, hoping for a good run. Pardon me, this way he can go in there with some other competitors. Going to be at least probably like 9 or 8 people he's going to be fighting for that championship. And alongside, or behind them, I should say, Mario Zandretti in that 43 car, and the 9 car of Wyatt Wilkinson, Fear the Deer.
Starting 31st, we got the 59. Colonel Caleb Rose back this week after missing last week. Sono Head did a terrible job in that car. Hopefully the 59's better suited with the Colonel
Leave him
back
alone.
in. It's all right.
He did his best.
Oh, no head. And to his
Oh.
outside, Neil Anderthal had a fire lit under his ass back at Pigs Creek. He needs to have another one here today to get a win. Behind them, we got Joplin Moore returning after missing last week. No, lots of drivers missed last week. He was one of them. And Dale Bernhardt, a heartbreak last week after being in the lead for most of the end of the race and then finally getting passed by Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream right at the end. Hopefully he can get it done here today. In the next row, we got Tattoo Masada in the 7. He's going to be returning next season now that he got his top 10 out of the way. And in the Plot 55 car, we got Harvey Quinn. Got a little bit of practice filling in for Walter Cooler partially through the race yesterday. Hopefully he can take what he learned yesterday and do something here today. In the next row, we got the 47 Shaquille Oatmeal. And to his outside, Tyrese Halifax in that beautiful Mountain Dew car. Behind them, Massive Chris is back. The Wolverine didn't do a good job. Hopefully Massive Chris can do better. And to his outside, Limburger Asiago once again coasting now that he has a win.
Rounding out the field is going to be the 30 car of Camaro, who obviously is not going to finish the race under his own power because of that hellacious crash we had in practice. So he will be jumping out of the car and then will be replaced by newcomer Silverado. Silverado will be driving that 30 car at the first pit stop, at the first potential chance to get out of that car. And then to his outside, everyone's favorite villain. I feel like I said that before and it still doesn't make sense to me. Nonetheless, it's Brad Oman.
Why do you hate him?
Now, Jason, take it away.
Drivers, start them motors.
All right, then. There you go.
That was grisly.
This
Was
guy
it
should
the
be a voice
strange
actor.
entity that just did that? That's been standing in the corner of the room this whole time?
Oh no, he's chilling. He's not gonna do anything like that.
Oh, you mean the
Okay,
entity?
I just didn't know if he made noise, you know?
No, he'd just be standing there. You know who's not standing there? David Gutterball. We see this all the time at CRI. I wonder what they try to accomplish by doing this.
They're trying to intimidate the pace car to not come back out.
Show of
I
power.
mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna give him
Kyle-
plenty of reason to come back out, though. That's the problem.
Kyle, it's
that's
just
true.
like when dogs will pee on their favorite piece of furniture. It's to assert dominance in the house.
Not my dog. He holds it. And Jason Payson's on his way down to the pits.
Here we go, boys.
I must say, I already know what happens in this race, and I know it's gonna be awesome, and I can't wait to experience it with everybody.
What?
Another day, another boggy. We're green.
You're getting your portal privileges taken away. Boogity boogity.
Yeah, no spoilers.
We should take them off the cars next season, honestly.
No, those
That's
are
what I'm
wings,
saying.
Anthony.
David
Bomb it down
Gutterball
into turn 1.
had a James I Cup. I don't think James I Cup, we've really not talked about him much this season at all. He could definitely benefit from a big day today.
I hope so. It's kind of hurting me seeing how bad he's been dealing with this season without me as a crew chief. Ever since we decided to take me out of the picture, but nonetheless, good day so far. I mean, I know it's only lap 1, but hopefully it stays that
You're
way.
gonna jinx him.
Many a TOECAR race have ended by this point for several drivers in this field, so that is a good point.
That's fair. Oh, Brody!
Willie Studs almost
Wow.
got turned.
Yeah, Brody shoved him up the track on corner exit there. Of course, turn 6 repaved, as we were talking about yesterday. So a little more grip there. They're feeling a little ballsy. They started getting scared of it before it was fixed, but... Oh, they're squeezing and squanching in the back.
Wow. Raymond Hahn's making some good moves early on. He needs to get a win here if he wants to make it up, I'm pretty sure. I don't have the point sheet up in front of me.
Here we
Big
go,
trouble.
Wrecking in the back.
Oh,
Could this be a
Wyatt.
field goal?
Oh, he needs to slow
look
down.
out,
There's a
Wyatt
wall
Needs to
coming
slow
up.
down.
Oh, hard lick for Wyatt.
Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
God damn.
Fuck.
Guys,
Meanwhile,
we saw so
think
many of
about
those
that
hits
wall.
yesterday.
Was that Cold Stone on the... Yeah, he was on the apron there. I don't know what he's up to.
Oh,
no good.
God.
Whoa, yeah, it's definitely up to no good. Checks everybody up.
I think he has a
Luckily, they
turn
know the
5 and
caution's out.
I think he has a turn 5 and 6 stop and go penalty, guys. Oh, maybe not.
I think he might have been involved with Wyatt back there.
Unsure, but what I do know is I think I know that David Gutterball let him back to the caution. Almost made it 2 laps there, guys.
And the trouble is out for the caution.
Taking a look at what happened, bring out this first yellow. They're getting 4 wide for no reason off the corner, and
Oh,
Colonel
no.
Caleb Rose just kind of gets into Wyatt Wilkinson. Spins him down in front of Shaquille
Wow.
O'Neal. Oh, and they both hit the jump.
Insane
Shaquille
air.
gathers it back up, and Wyatt just kind of is along for the ride here. Might be a little disoriented. I don't think he knows to just, I don't know, turn the wheel the other way. But yeah, just drives straight on into that tire barrier. Saw worse impacts into that yesterday, but that's probably going to end his day at the very least.
Let's ride on board this Pepsi machine. But Wyatt's got the whole, I don't know, whole deer strapped in. I was trying to think of names of deer parts. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Shaquille with a good bit of air there, insane air, and then here comes the tires. Wow. You know,
Yeah,
guys,
I
I
guess
wonder
the
if
Hans-
wonder if the rims in those actually help absorb the impact or make it worse at those speeds.
It makes it louder, that's for sure. His Hans device connects to his antlers.
Oh.
12-point Hans, guys.
Here's trying to see what happened to Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream here.
Oh, no,
Whoa,
Chunk.
whoa.
Oh no! It didn't happen to Cold Stone. It happened to Chunk.
Oh, look out. There's bad
He's
things
going right
down
to the
here.
inside.
Whoa!
Oh,
Get a little bit of air.
He
Come
just
on, Chunk.
defied physics. You know how much that man weighs?
Straighten her out, straighten her out. No. He's up
Oh,
the hill.
Oh, he avoided Kowloon.
He's just getting a view of his competition.
The fans?
He'll meet him if he has to.
It's hurting my
He'll
eyes
fight
watching
him.
him drive through this grass. Please turn. Thank you.
What a save.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That
Shout
might
out,
be one of the
Chunk.
best saves I've ever seen in this series.
For once,
Right,
gravity
stop
was on
blazing.
his side.
On board Charles Chung wagon here. Let's go for a wild ride. And like I was saying, this looked like it was going to be really bad, but this might be one of the best saves I've ever seen personally.
Wow.
Up the hill,
That's why he got
some
air
more.
the second time.
Yeah, dude, we have like 4 counts on the insane air counter on like lap 3 already, so this is awesome.
And guys, I'm hearing from Bill Bolsha himself. He came right into the room and told me, even though this is only the 23 car self-spinning, this is qualifying as a big one just because it was Chunk who spun around.
Oh man,
Oh, okay. And the big one happens behind him.
the Richter scale going crazy. All right, guys, back here at CRI, and I want to just give an update on Wyatt Wilkinson after that preposterous hit that he took into that silly little wall with the spinning rims. His antlers are a little straightened out now. They're usually bent. He is at 10 point, I think, or an 8 point buck, probably down to a 6.5 now. So, I mean, that's not the momentum you want going into the championship race.
Inflation. What are you going to do?
I mean, listen, you know, it happens to the best of us. We've had the budget go down. Now his antlers go down. But I think they're going to pit this time, and I'll throw it down to myself. Thanks, Anthony. So, yeah, it looks like all the leaders are going to pit here. And just, you know, we saw yesterday in the truck race that it was very dangerous down here on pit road at times.
And I can make it a pit stop.
I mean, look, you just got to know that you can do this correctly. And I think we saw at Indy, these guys are not capable of having clean pit stops. And guys, you see here a couple of these guys coming into the race or into the pit stops to do swaps for new drivers into the race. Like I mentioned earlier, we have Fearless Fred getting out, Craig in, Cam Arrow getting out, Silverado getting in, and Joe Swanson's out, and Peter Griffith in. Looks like clean stops here. They're avoiding Sylvester Standalone, who once again is continuing to do tricks on it. Just very impressed with, yeah, for free. Just really impressed with the fact that they're able to do these pit stops normally. I think we should have clean stops the entire day, and I can go do something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back to CRI. We're headed to yet another restart. David Gutterball's still our leader. Muscular Zachary second. Willie Studs in third. We made it 2 laps last time, almost. Can we make it any further?
Oh.
They're 3 wide.
Yeah, they have a little
Well,
bit of
yeah, we had a-
discrepancy back there with Craig.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday.
I mean, he doesn't race here full time. Maybe he just doesn't know the rules. I don't know. He doesn't watch this. He doesn't care
It's
about his
his
sons.
son.
Oh,
Whipping to the bottom.
is this the
He wants
first
to
time
lead.
Craig has raced with his son, Kurt and Kyle?
I think every other time he's filled in that 21, Mike, so I think it has to
Oh,
be.
God, he's almost watched his
That
son
might
go
be
through the
true.
uprights.
Kurt and Kyle's never left the Cup Series, and Craig's only ran in the secondary series, I believe. So
I think Craig, I don't know. I think he's only been a sub, but nonetheless,
yeah, no, he
We're-
subbed in the.
we are 4
There
wide
you
for
go.
the lead, which, well, honestly, if you look at season 1's races here, I'm surprised they've managed to make it this far. Oh, and they're going to go 5 wide
Whoa,
almost.
dude, Brody doesn't give a fuck down there.
I mean, we talked about that.
Whoa!
Oh.
All right. That's the second time he has just shoved someone through turn 6 to get underneath them. I don't even know who's leading out of these 4.
We talked about that point cushion, Matt. He doesn't give a fuck. He's here to win, and that's it. Oh, man.
Well, that's Preston DeWall.
Oh, God, they're all about to be.
No.
Oh.
I guess Brody could. Oh, that's not good though.
Oh,
field
look
goal
out.
attempt.
Look out.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Peter Griffith.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit, no.
Oh,
Oh,
Hard lick.
Oh, and here
Oh.
they come some more.
Oh, man.
A lot to look at. A lot to look at right
Limburger.
now. Oh, there's still.
Jackie said.
Oh. Guys,
And Gutterball, the dominant car of the day, upside down.
the caution. It's out.
We're racing back here.
Pressing the wall all by himself. Here's a pack ahead of him. Looks like Steel Park is probably going to lead us back to this caution.
I think so. Yes.
Waiting on timing and scoring.
Hey, that's my line. Waiting
Who's
on
tied?
timing and scoring.
They crashed. Let's look. Well, let's see what happened this time. Coming off one of the corners here. Can't remember which one. Not sure. But
It's
they
turn
kind of
two.
all clack together.
Wow.
They all shove up in the
Man.
outside wall. It pops Priss Call up in the air. Bunch of cars get wadded up back there. But here goes Peter Griffith and his debut.
Oh, Preston.
Slams into those tires. Preston barely avoiding it, and then here comes the ensemble and of the onslaught. Oh, they're all just piling in. Yeah, there. They're all just piling into the 71 car, and it just doesn't stop. They keep hitting each other.
Oh.
God,
And Matt,
Lots of cars getting damaged for no reason. Oh, and
David.
David's in it again, and he's the one that tips Limburger upside down. Oh,
Oh, Shaquille.
Gucci's like, damn, he upside down, and then she's out of here.
How many times have we seen that 57 upside down this season?
Just
About once per
anyone
week.
named Asiago, they're going upside down.
Look at all the debris.
Guys, the good
Yeah.
news is at least it wasn't a catch fence.
and look, both cars stopped right in the Minecraft shadow. There goes one of them.
Guys, I'm getting word that shadow is made of barbed wire.
Oh shit! Wait,
On board here, the Goonier blimp. And you can
what's
see
here
the
today?
4Y just is, it's never going to work. Coming off the corner and slammo into the
Oh.
wall. And watch this. Whoa.
oh,
That's a wild ride for Priss Call as you see Peter Griffith up there at the
damn.
top flying away.
I gotta see that.
Dale
Oh.
Earnhardt
Oh.
was trying to make his way through there. It was slowing down and eventually just got involved. Dang, dude.
And
I don't
there's
know
just
if anybody
nowhere to
avoided
go.
this.
There's nowhere to go because of the silly wall down there. So you kind of just have to ride the brakes and hope they don't explode because I have to assume people's brakes stopped working because they decided to just slam into everyone here. Well, not this view, but yeah, up there.
They're
And
just trying to be easy on him. Oh, God.
And so many people right on the cut line for the playoffs, all in that crash. Bernhardt, like you mentioned before, I think the 03 got a little piece of that. Obviously, Priss Call,
Yeah.
man.
yeah, this
Looking
is
better,
big,
better for
big.
Tyrese Halifax, unless he was involved and I didn't notice. I don't know.
This is big time playoff implications right now. So we'll see how
The
this shakes things up.
implications.
The plimplications. Thank you.
That's a great joke, Leland, but this isn't gonna be funny, is it? Oh no! Chris Call up on the roof. You alright, Matt? Oh my god,
Oh.
Peter!
Yeah, I'm doing all right. How about you?
Peter's not doing good.
You got a feel for Peter Griffith. This
Peter?
is like what his second ever lap.
The wall is here.
Riding aboard the 71. And let's not forget, when Joe's in this car, it's driven exclusively with voice commands. That's what he was doing today until right about here where he just started screaming.
Welcome to the Cup Series.
And the car just didn't do anything but go directly into those rims and tire stacks. And then here comes fucking everybody.
Everybody just wanted to welcome him to the series. Oh, he got out of there.
He hauled that forward real quick.
Wise man.
Benefits of the Simon system. Big gulp.
Welcome back to TOECAR. And before we go green here, Anthony, what's the story on pit road?
I'm no longer on pit road, guys, after two absolutely preposterous wrecks into the silly wall. I'm over here, guys. I'm behind the silly wall. I'm going to risk life and limb to report on the wrecks a little bit better. And, guys, I do have something to report. The rims, the spinning rims that were added to these walls to help, quote-unquote, keep them safer by Bill Bullshit, they are making Beyblade noises right now. There's a wind gust going on. We might end up having our own storm system by the end of this. Don't tell Weed Trimo that.
Hey, does anyone else hope a car hits Anthony back there? We're going green.
Yeah, can we take him off the insurance?
He's
I
already
was
done
never
it.
on it.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God. Andrew up the middle. I think me and Ellenderfall are going to help.
come on.
Willie, what
Oh
the
my
fuck is wrong with this guy today?
Oh, and that's
God,
Dale
Jesus
Bernhardt.
Christ.
That's two playoff contenders. Oh, no.
Oh! Hard lick for the 88. What the fuck?
No, that is not what he
Oh,
needed.
he's still rolling somehow.
Oh,
He's still in this. He's fighting.
that's horrible.
Shades of
Dale
Fred
Parker's
Worst.
fighting to keep the lead. He's blocking all the lanes. Pied Piper. First Pied Piper of the day, I think. I don't know. It's lap 13, so.
And there we have
Boards.
both the allied allies right there. Gonna work together, hopefully, but not right now. Leland might get put 4 wide, and he will.
Oh, it's
Yep.
Andretti time.
Mario Andretti. They're finally doing something this season. He's up here.
But give a
He's not
call
gonna
to
lead
the
the lap, though.
Armandos, guys, because not only did they work on this track, turn 6 is better than ever. Pardon me, they've been 4 or 5 wide off there a few times, and it's mostly worked.
It's better than Heather. Who's Heather?
What the fuck, Willie?
Well, take a look at this. Coming into this race, these two were tied in points. Both of them are in the playoffs, but I think they realized odds are one of the two of them aren't going to make it. And Willie Studd said, fuck it, vigilante justice, and took matters into his own hands. And he took a lot of people with him. Look at all these cars getting involved. This 88's going to get smoked by somebody.
Oh, Limburger, hard hit.
Limburger. Just
There go
right
the
into the
trees.
trees. And what happens to Willie? I wonder how bad it was for Willie, because it was definitely bad for Dale Bernhardt there. I don't even know where Willie's at. Where the fuck are you, Willie?
Where the fuck did Willie go?
Oh, he looks okay. So what the fuck?
Let's ride on board with Mr. Indigestion right here. This is not going to make it any better because this is just adding stress. Because now, how are you going to make the playoffs on points or win when you get creamed by an oncoming car like that? Thank you, Willie Studs.
Yep. And thanks, Limburger, for just... No, oh, God, he almost got another hit from Willie Studs. Jesus Christ. Willie is on demon time this evening. And we're back at CRI once again for another fun little restart. Hopefully we make it farther than the entrance of turn 1. Willie Studs has been reprimanded verbally by his crew chief, so hopefully he calms down for the rest of the event. And we're back green. Steel Park. Jake Joe leaving down. Not for long. Oh, not for long again. Here comes
Fucking
Preston Wall. He knows he's locked in on points. So he's saying, fuck it. Caution to the wind. I know they got spinners down there.
Yes, they do.
I would love them on my Cadillac.
Preston is on top of the world. He's driving a Cadillac, he's in on points, and he has an extra life.
The only thing he doesn't have this season is a win, and let's see if he can try to fix that here.
He
He's
does have
trying.
a quarter win back
Whoa,
at
whoa,
oh god.
Weed, where are you going?
What is he doing?
He's on the apron, and I don't like that. Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream not giving him much room to come up the track. As they go in the corner, ooh, he's lucky he found a little gap there.
And then behind that, Tatuma went on the apron just because he...
Oh, no! Wrecking in the front. It's just going to take it the whole field, guys. That's a
Oh,
track
it's the
blocker
clog.
immediately. Oh.
Zach
Oh,
out
God,
by-
it's easier.
Oh!
Oh, shit. Kobe Keith flipping through the infield grass.
Oh, man.
Shit. He's into pit road. Watch out, pit road.
What happened?
They crashed.
Oh no!
Oh.
God damn it!
Silverado
No,
getting
not
beat.
Silverado. Holy shit, guys.
Please, stop piling into each other.
They're stuck together back there. Fucking A.
Dude, I gotta stop.
Oh, no, Bernhardt.
Dale Bernhardt's blown up.
That might be the end of his playoff hopes.
All he can hope is that the guys behind him blow up and die fast.
I love that 50 Cent movie.
Well, taking a look from up here in the floaty thing, they just Ali Alakainen, Giuseppe Gabaguli get together, and that's what starts everything. Everyone just kind of turns up the track. Neil Anderthal gets through without a scratch. I believe Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream will as well, but they just keep piling in.
Wow.
And eventually, one of these cars gets popped up. There he is.
Oof.
Kobe
Oh my
Keith
gosh.
launched into the air, flips violently through the grass onto the pit wall.
Wow.
Oh, it gets head checked by David Gutterball into the pit road. Watch out, pit road. And eventually comes to a rest here. I believe, yep, on all fours. That's going to end his day, that's for sure.
Well, this camera luckily was paid to focus on David Gutterball because check this out. Nothing but smoke just going through it like a tunnel. And then on the other side is the 90 car of Kobe Keith.
Bang!
Oh my god.
That's such a violent flip and full
Kobe
speed.
Keith getting all 5 letters of skate. Jeez. Let's take a ride on board this 03 car. Raymond Hans. Keep in mind, he was 1 point behind the cut line. That was humongous ahead of it. Oh my god. He's just going to make it worse.
God.
Oh,
he
and it's
keeps
not
hitting
done.
people.
I'm sure there's more, based on what we saw the first time. Gonna go right alongside the 53, and then up here, they're gonna still pile drive each other right past the start finish. Somebody just got clobbered. I think that was the 30 car. Man, what a bad wreck.
On board Kobe Keith. And as we can see here, a lot of smoke, Really good job back here down.
That's
Fucking
obnoxious, man.
That's a strike right there.
He goddamn checked up and avoided getting in that so well just for David Gutterball to do that.
I mean, you gotta sometimes drive for yourself, but a lot of the times in TOECAR, you gotta drive for other people. And I guess Kobe Keith should have been more aware that David Gutterball was gonna just fly into him. He should have wrecked into the actual wreck itself. Someone else could have had that problem.
Well, let's ride on board with the ball here. I do not know what this man was thinking. There's nothing but smoke. He could go down pit road. That's nice and wide open, but nah, fuck it. There's the 90.
Oh.
That's a better option.
Aims right for him.
Oh, and he got hit right in. Guys, we have to check out his hand. If he has his hand sitting there like he smokes a cigarette sometimes, he puts it in the third hole, you know, he might have broken a cigarette hand.
Oh, man, that could be a 7-10 split. The fuck is the 59 doing back there?
Take a ride on board Dale Bernhardt here and see what he saw. He didn't slow down, that's for sure. Jeez, what a fucking shot.
Oh.
And he gives Willie a shot afterwards.
Yeah, I think he was trying to retaliate for earlier, and it just fucked him up.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
His motor's blown.
As we've
He's
learned
kind of
here.
following. Oh, he was kind of following David Gutterball, but when David made contact, the seas parted, and he hit someone else.
I think we've learned that the rear clip is a lot stronger than the front clip, and that's something Dale should have known.
I think Dale
Chat
also
clip
realized. I think Dale didn't realize there's consequences to one's own actions as well.
That's true.
Welcome back here to CRI. As we're getting ready for another restart, Jason Pace to take him down, and that's Neil Anderthal in the lead here with the Plot 55 car of I Know Who You Are, and it's great to see you here today. As the green flag is out, and away we go. Here they come, there they go.
Another season of disrespect for Harvey Quinn.
There was some more arguing over real estate back there between Gudaguchi and Lemmy Gdynia. It's going to pay off more for Lemmy as Guda just kind of slides back in the sucker hole. Trying to go 4 wide here off the corner already. Don't like that. They're going to make it work.
The Tuma working his way up here. He wants another top 10.
He wants to win. He wants to make the Yoffs. Yeah, I
That
mean,
96 better be careful, though, because if he gets a penalty, right now, he's essentially got a very easy path to make it into the postseason. He just kind of has to hang out, get a top 15, avoid some wrecks. If he gets a penalty, that could ruin everything.
that's true. I could ruin everything if I ran out on the racetrack right now, too. Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream leads him off turn 6. He's on off to a hot start here in the TOECAR Splint Cup Series. Good to see
Terrible
that
news for his
him.
ice cream business.
Yeah, well,
Massive Chris also not doing too shabby up here. He's been having a horrible season. He's reliced so far back in the points. If he doesn't win today, he might not make it back in for next season. Oh, no, Daddy!
Oh, here we go.
No, Daddy, no!
Oh, no!
Here they come, guys.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh,
Preston,
God.
Preston, hold the
Preston.
brakes!
Oh, no! I got it! Ow!
Oh, shit.
Oh, and
They're
there's
still
much
wrecking.
more. So much more. The 30's in another one. Here's Weed Trema. The 77,
no.
70
Everywhere.
Gabaguli. Andrew. That's the 28 car of Craig Bush. Man, a lot of people involved in that.
I'm a little more concerned about that wreck, guys. That one looked a little nastier than the other ones.
Yeah, that looked like Hurties.
Guys, sheet metal flying from cars hurt when you're trying to catch it like a baseball.
Why were you doing that?
I said I had it. Preston DeWall's bumper, it looks like, flew off, and I wanted to get on Sports Center top 10.
And the fan next to you still got away with it.
Oh, I don't even have anything now to show except this weird Corey origami-like scar.
That bumper cover is going to be on Facebook Marketplace in 20 minutes. Tops.
Check the TOECAR warehouse website.
Let's see what the fork happened.
All right, guys. This one, not very good things to be seeing here on the racetrack. Obviously, wreck breaking out up ahead, but we're focused on Preston DeWall, who gets sent down in the grass with Brad Oman and just kind of gets stuck sliding, and just doesn't stop sliding until he makes heavy contact with the tires.
Oh my God.
The
That was
big
awful.
smush.
Absolutely squished to that. Look at the flips Brad Oman's doing.
Ron Roundback's in it. Surprise, surprise.
And he immediately went to pit road.
Yeah, didn't even get back on all 4 before it got zapped back to pit road.
This is a nice
Big good
pole.
thoughts for
Yeah, guys,
Preston
I can
DeWall.
hear I can hear the cheddar copter approaching, guys. It's not a good sign.
Take a look high above from the bubble here. Daddy getting pinched 5 wide right there, getting turned back cross traffic. And then everybody's going to go sliding down into the football field down there, trying to go for the field goal. Preston trying to go for it too, but he's just going to miss it down there. And then further up on the track, just more people getting together, trying to miss Willie Studs down there. Oh, God, what a terrible wreck.
You couldn't catch that bumper, Anthony? That was easy.
Oh,
It was in
oh
my
God,
shot.
damn, Shaquille comes flying in. Oh,
Giuseppe
God.
with a hard hit.
So, oh God, there's some heavier hits up there too.
Oh.
There, cease and desist, and someone else. Oh, look at Weed in the brakes there. That's awesome. Ron Ramback too. Good job,
Giuseppe,
guys.
oh no, I hope he knows that you had condensed soup.
Oh man, add water, add water.
Take a ride on board Silverado, who's filling in for Camaro, of course. And you can tell the inexperience is there.
Oh.
Plows straight into Giuseppe Gapaguli. And that was bad, guys. That's not good.
Riding on board the 4-car, Brad Oman through this, and this is going to be a hard lick for him and the 11 of Preston the wall. Let's take a look here. Preston starts sliding. Where is he? I think he's on this side. Oh! Oh, and then Brad. Oh my God.
Pirouetting, doing silhouettes to the air.
Bent the camera and everything.
Guys, breaking news. Rob Pockets actually aborted the cheddar copter, went with Preston and his team to the hospital, where he was immediately placed in a medically induced coma. And I guess Adam Recklin thought he wanted his driver to be 100% and ended up pulling the plug. So I hate to inform everybody that, at least temporarily, we have lost Preston the wall. But don't frown, don't be sad, no booze in the comments, because he is using his totem of undying. Adam Recklin, of course, wants his driver 100% health headed into the finale next week when he competes for a title. And that 11 was already in on points. But unfortunately for him, he's equally fragile as everybody else now at this point.
Honestly, that's a good strategy call to keep him 100% health for next week, because if you go into that next week not feeling 100%, then what are you really doing, you know? Especially for a championship.
Now, I don't know if Adam Recklin or Preston were informed before this, but if you have to use your Totem of Undying, you still have to fully experience everything, so... Man, the things this guy's gonna do for glory.
Yeah, he better show up to play.
Bro turned his heart off. Welcome back here to CRI. We got things a little bit cleaned up back there on the back straightaway, but Anthony, what do you got down in the pits?
Yeah, so I'm back here actually in the infield care center. I tried to catch Preston DeWall's fender when it flew, and I actually cut my hands open, and I was yelling to Steve Basil, doctor, it's split, it's split, it's split. So now we know what at least it is. But you know, he said you're gonna be fine, but I'm worried about the trauma for the baby. And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Slapped him with my bloody hand, and now I'm at the end of pit road with a another restraining order. 2 in 1 week, guys. I'm on a new record.
Crazy for that one, Anthony.
Lots of billable hours for Lawful Island here in TOECAR.
What the fuck is kicking my stomach?
Green flag here at CRI. As it looks like the 97 gets a good jump here on the start. Look at Let Me Get In Ya on the bottom side, making moves early on this restart. But he's not going to contend going into turn 1 and 2.
And you know, Massive Chris has been a new man since he came back from injury. This 97 has been up front all day long. I think the worst I've seen him run is like third.
Definitely the best run he's had all season long, being back there near 40th in points. Even before having to miss last week, he was doing terrible, so a great turnaround here. And somebody else who's doing pretty damn good late into the race is Chunk Charles Wagon. Got spun early on, was able to keep the car clean, and I'm pretty sure he hasn't had a scratch on it since in all those other crashes, so a great run for him so far.
Look at that. Chris Call, after a wild accident earlier in this race, is up here fighting for the lead.
That thing was on top of the 10 car earlier, and here he is, and there's the 10 car not far back too.
Hey, look who's behind the number 3 car there. That's our boy Scubs. He's kind of playing a hand here in the later stages of the race.
4 wide.
What a move from Gucci to just turn down the track like that, try to throw a block on Kurt and Kyle.
I don't like that. They're gonna make it. Wow. You know, this could be that inevitable time in the race, guys, when we finally wipe out enough cars to where we can go green for a little while. I know as I say that, they're going to wreck soon.
Oh, God.
But to
But
go
this
back
is
on
one of the longer runs we had.
to go back on your point there, Kyle, I was going to say this is probably the most thinned out we've seen the field. Like, there's not really a whole lot. I mean, it looks like it in the grand scheme of things, but there really isn't that many cars here in this pack.
Scubs!
There's about to be less if they keep this up, Tristan. You know, it's coming down to it. Almost 10 to go here. So it's getting to be go time. You want to be towards the front so you can make your move. We've seen it a few times here at CRI. You can get a big run off turn 6, and that's all it takes.
Guys, I got a question.
Go ahead.
I don't have an answer.
Is Stone Cold Steve Ice Cream goated?
He might be goated with the sauce. You know, that's what they're saying. And by they, I mean Rob Pockets and Cardwar. Dominated last week. Honestly, I mean, not dominated, but did pretty good. And in this week, he's been in the top 10 essentially the whole time. Let's not forget, this gentleman made, I think, 8 laps total before he filled in for Yora. I say filled in. Replaced Yora, unfortunately, after Riki Raceway. But with 8 laps of experience in the Trash Series last season, to then win one race and run good in the next in Cup, incredible.
Oh, God, they're getting
Well,
real
what's
close
incredible
off turn
right
6.
now is James Icup's going to take the lead here. That's my former
Sure
Cup.
is.
I'm glad to see him up here. He's long overdue for a good run.
He wants to win back your praises. And look, it's Stone Cold trying to get back to the lead already. You know, guys, I talked to him after he won an Indy last week, and I found out that was the first time I met him face to face. Turns out he's actually Australian.
Oh, that's weird.
He was actually friends with York back in the day. Man, I just made myself edit that even when he's dead.
Unlike Stacy, he's doing his deceased friend proud.
Neil Anderthal, we haven't talked about him much today. He's up here with James Icup too. And he's had a very tumultuous season. That big crash at Pigs Creek, you got to think he's got to be a little bit worried heading on tracks like this.
Nah,
He's a
driving
simple
good.
man. What he doesn't know can't scare him.
He needs a
hasn't-
good run here. He's like 37th in points.
Yeah,
But Mike, he
hasn't
does know fire, and he knows fire bad.
He hasn't had the success that he obtained last season after filling in for Shea Burns.
Whoa!
But he still makes himself
barely.
noticeable.
Kyle, I can't say fire bad because fire is literally his crew chief.
Have you seen his results? They're not strategizing on that team.
That's fair.
Bit of a wildfire.
Whoa! God, Andrew is all over the track.
I gotta get
man.
back to that
Almost
part
got
of the
turned by
track.
Scubs. Still 4 wide a little bit. But then
We're at that point in the run. These tires are going to start losing grip. Of course, as we all know, a little bit of turn 6 here got repaved, so that part might be okay. But the rest of this track, you're dealing with 20-year-old pavement. Look at him bounce across all the bumps.
They just get real close as they come off turn 6. Makes me make noises.
A lot of
Moore's doing
drivers.
pretty good.
To go off of what you were saying, Mike, there's a lot of drivers, including Joplin Moore, who are up here that just... It's good to see up here who really need a good run. We mentioned Scubs, we've mentioned James Icup, Chris Call in dire need of a good run, Neil Anderthal, and just a bunch of good faces up here that need a good run.
Well, Chris Call is very close to the playoff cut line, actually, but it feels like he's been involved in every wreck, Tristan. Sorry.
That's what he's desperate for, to make the playoffs. Duh.
Desperate for him. In
And
general.
I guess Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream is just trying to smack the field around on his return here. Like, this is just unseen. Zach Outback has been nowhere the past few weeks. He's way back there. I could see him at the back of the pack. I mean, he's got to come up here and defend his title as the most dominant man in TOECAR. Look at that. Look at that defense.
It's very rare in TOECAR we see a block actually work, and they don't just fucking wad 10 cars up.
Whoa!
Oh, didn't work for
that
long,
well.
though. No.
Yep, here comes
Chris
Chris.
Call.
These are two guys that would love to get a win. Neil really needs it. They're 4 wide.
I could argue Chris
Hey.
needs it even more.
And guys,
No.
earlier in the season we had the crew chief race. Mr. Yeast went absolutely crazy. I spoke to him just a second ago. He said, Chris, by any means necessary, win this race. He's good on points, it feels like, but his crew chief, Mr. Yeast, is telling him to go sicko mode, essentially. So keep that in mind as we get near the end.
Look at Andrew up here also putting himself in the mix.
Yeah,
He's
needs
kind
to
of
win
getting
to
left
make
out.
it.
Yeah, he's kind of
Guys,
getting left out to
4-1.
dry here.
It's also
He's
7 to
stealing
go.
draft.
I think we should make some picks while we have a chance. Matt, who you
Yeah.
going with?
I hate doing it when they're green.
Oh,
I don't know, Stone Cold. They'll probably get back up there and do it.
Mike?
I'm going to have to risk it just like yesterday with Ruster. I'm going to have to risk the jinx, but I'm going to go with Chunk. He's finally up here at the end, you know. Certainly, something can't go wrong, right?
How about you, Tristan?
And you know what? We're gonna go back to our old roots. James I Cup, my old cup. He's going to victory lane today.
Anthony?
I'm gonna be lazy. It's Chris Call.
Well, that's an interesting pick. For me today, I think
Nope.
I'm gonna
Whoa,
go.
whoa, whoa! Hey! No.
Whoa,
You
what?
don't get to pick.
Why not?
You said some shit earlier about you know what happens in this race, so no picking for you.
No, I didn't.
How about you go pick your nose?
Whatever.
And Drew to the bottom of the racetrack with the cup.
Yeah, that's my
They're
pick.
headed to the front.
And my cup.
They're starting to spread out even at the front here.
Yeah, they're 4 wide for the lead almost. Oh man,
Well-
Neil Landerthal getting every
close.
inch of the racetrack.
He's running it up on the boards.
Guys,
Don't do
crew
it right
chiefs
there,
are
though,
talking
'cause
about
there's an
tire
opening.
wear down here, and I just asked them tire when, and they all looked at me like I'm an idiot. So joke's on them, I
Who,
guess.
what, when, where, why, and how as they come off turn number 6 once again. Getting down to it.
I think that's
This might
really where you
pick out
see
the
a.
lead.
Oh, Ollie.
Oh, where's he going?
He's
I was
going
gonna
up
bring
there.
him
But
in.
he's got an issue.
Oh,
I'm hearing from Rob Pacas they actually have a tire going down on the 84 team. That
Oh, the
29 is also
29
leaving
also
the pits. That's weird. I'm not sure what that was about.
Oh, man.
Still
Guys are
checking out.
pitting.
guys,
Oh, this
the
might get
alpaca.
crazy. Here comes Priss. Oh. He wants the lead back.
Guys, I was hearing from Bruce Outback. The alpaca had food poisoning.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
That's gonna
Well,
be a
better to have
disaster.
it now and not the championship.
What do
That's
alpacas
true.
even eat?
People.
You.
Yeah.
Enough.
Well then. Nonetheless, 3 car and 16 side by side heading into turn 1. Andrew in third.
Ooh.
Andrew, we haven't talked much about him this season either. He could definitely essentially save his career winning today. It feels like every time he gets to this Cup Series level, he just completely flounders. Today could turn that all around.
I do love Fish
Yeah,
Kyle.
no.
Look at Chunk. Just rooted the 91 down to the bottom because he wants the top side because he knows that you get a lot better runs off of these 6 corners at this racetrack.
We're really
and the
coming down
91
to it here,
Moa.
guys.
That 91 had to absolutely break for the corner. That's how bad this tire wear is getting. He just
Oh,
lost like
Ollie.
10 spots.
Oh, be careful, Ollie.
We're
He's
good
fine.
for now.
These
not
guys need
gonna
to
be
sort it out, though.
Yeah, it's going to be tough back there for Lemmy get in yet. Oh, yeah. Him, Leland,
He's going to
Funnyman.
end up being faster, though. So maybe they can follow him up through the field. As long as he took tires.
Well, he definitely took 1 at the least because 1 tire was down.
It looks a little off pace, maybe.
He's just getting up to speed.
Nonetheless, we're coming down to it. Going to be 4 to go at the line here. Priss Call, our leader. Looks like we got the 81 in second and Chunk in third. And that's another lapped car up ahead of them, guys. That 51 of cease and desist.
Yeah, this thing's not
Oh, no.
too off the pace because, you know, you would think the 3 car would be running them down like a train coming after a tied-up person on the railroad tracks, but no, it's not too bad. And it looks like they're all going to get around on the top side pretty cleanly. Starting to single file out here, all the lead lap cars.
Oh
Man.
no. And he's
just
going
look
to
at
pull
that.
in line and slow these guys up here.
Oh,
In
they're
turn
going high.
22,
Oh! Goddamn. Joplin ripping top. They're on
Sorry,
the
go
slow
ahead,
car.
Kyle.
I was going to say, I thought it was just turns 1 and 2, but really it's all around this track. You can't use the bottom groove anymore. The tires have absolutely melted off these cars. Everybody that gets down there and has a car above them has to lift. We just saw for like 4 or 5 corners in a row, James I Cup absolutely had to brake. He's lost about 15 spots in the last 2 laps.
Oh.
He's about to lose more back there. Look at that.
Well,
Guys, we got to think about how a Priss Call win could save the seasons of Dale Bernhardt or Willie Studs, maybe even Raymond Hans. I don't know where he's running at this
That's
point.
a great point.
But that moves the cut line down if Priss Call gets this dub, which he's pulling away now.
And let's not
Oh,
forget,
here comes Chunk.
if we get an unexpected winner like Chunk, for instance, or if somebody makes
Ah.
that field goal, that could change things dramatically as well. And don't forget, we will talk about the playoff grid as soon as this race is over, so stay tuned.
Oh, here comes Cold Stone. Steve Ice Cream to the bottom into 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's struggling
oh.
holding it down there, though.
He's
Yeah, you
going,
can-
though.
you could
Man.
hear the RPMs were low on that thing going.
He's
into
got
the
Chunk
corner.
with him. No, Chunk.
No,
No,
he had
Chunk.
to lift off turn
abandoned
6,
him.
though, Matt. That's the problem. You get down there, you lose all your grip. It's going to be 2 laps to go. If they're going to get around anybody, they're going to have to pass them high somehow. And that's going to probably take faking them out.
You know, a lot of these guys, they probably
tried.
saw what we've seen in CRI in the past, and they're expecting green-white checker after green-white checker. But, you know, guys, this race is coming down to it. The tires are wearing out. The cars are getting spaced. They might just have to do it on speed alone. And these are the guys that are able to do it after a long race of nutrition. These 4 up
And-
at the top here.
And Pris Call is doing a tremendous job. His tire saving strategy, I don't know if it was a strategy or if it just worked out that way, but he is gone. He is checking out from these guys. These guys can't catch him.
I think if they're going to have a chance, it's going to take somebody getting around Neil Anderthal. I don't think that 81 has the speed to get up there.
Yeah,
Well,
he'll need
let's find
help,
out
that's
here.
for sure.
Coming down
One
to
more
it, white
time.
flag.
Around this triangle.
And look, nobody really has a run until you get back to 5th with Weed Trimma. They've all got about a half second between them, it looks like. Maybe a little
Don't
less
look
than that.
now.
quarter
Neil
second.
Anderthal's looking.
Oh, man, he had to lift, but so did
Oh,
Pris.
the cup's coming back.
Yeah, the cup pit. He was up here at one point. Not
See.
anymore.
Oh, man, Scubbs almost turned with the ollie back in the back there.
Old Chunk wanting to do something, but he doesn't have much of a run. I think he just
It's
wants to
hard.
show off for his fans.
It's hard to do it with these tires, like you guys were mentioning earlier.
Oh, Cold Stone's going to try, though.
Maybe. He's looking. He's going to
Thought
hit that
better of
wall
it.
of air, though.
Oh, here we go through turns 5 and 6. One more time.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but the three of them are all pretty close. They might be able to get a little bit of run off turn 6 here. Oh, but
No.
Chunk might have had to lift. Yeah.
It's all Pris Call. It was all
Masterclass.
Pris Call 1 lap ago. He's going to take his first win of the season, first win in a long time, lock himself in the playoffs here at CRI.
Great to see
Two,
again.
2 for 2 on the weekend, baby. Both picks right. Let's go.
Congrats to you, Anthony, and congrats to Pris Call, because I cannot believe that car was in the air on top of the 10 car. That diffuser
Yeah.
has to be destroyed. But you know what? It might make the car faster for all we know. We don't check it after the race.
Mr. Yeast had said earlier, by any means necessary, and Pris Call didn't even have to block like an asshole there. He just dominated at the end.
And I gotta give a shout out to Chunk Charles Wagon. I think this might be his career best finish. 3rd place, a podium for this man. After spinning out early, getting up in the air, that had to set off the Richter scale, like Anthony was saying earlier. And we have to check on the Kowloon Walled City guys, because, you know, that thing's not well put together. Those kind of vibrations in the earth, things can come down. So hopefully there's no casualties in the infield, but a great day for Chunk nonetheless.
Oh, Mike, I was hoping that you'd bring something up about that. I do have some bad news. Part of the city did collapse.
Oh, no.
75 injured, but I haven't heard anything about casualties yet.
Oh, thank God.
See if anyone wants to do tricks on the pit wall. Oh, Scubbs might. Holy shit, he flew in there for no reason.
I don't think they know the race is over. I know they should. I just don't think they do.
Well, they're
Getting
in the
fresh
pits,
tires
so they
on.
know.
Yeah, that 29 just left his pit stall, so I don't know what their strategy is, but
I think it was
That'd
get
be
the
interesting.
alpaca out of the car.
I mean, it's just got to be a mess in that car at this point, right?
There's been too much body fluids this season.
And this is also famously the track where Ernest shit himself in that 97 truck or car at the time. Anyway, let's take a look
Yeah.
at the finish.
Take a look at the finish here. Not the most exciting from the grandstands, but it has to be so exciting for that whole 3 team, especially Mr. Yeast after committing that atrocity back at Daytona for the crew chief race on Christmas. But a great
You'll
run
have
for the
that.
3 team into the playoffs. Going to be competing next week at Kansas. Great run for them.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Pris Call has not won a race since season 1 season opener at Daytona.
In the trash series. So this
Yeah.
is his first cup win. First win in forever, it feels like. But proving why he belongs here at this level in TOECAR. You got to give a shout out to Neil Anderthal, too. What a great run for him today. It's not been a very good season points-wise. Of course, he missed a race. But second place, it's not going to put him in the playoffs. It might help his case returning to the Cup Series, but it definitely helps him at least go run in the trucks next season. He'll stick around, maybe, probably. We'll see. There's another race to be ran.
The fire is still burning.
Let's take a look at some of the rest of the finishing positions here today. Obviously, field got pretty spread out. Couldn't see everybody cross the line live there. So obviously, Pris Call, your winner, as well as good runs from Neil, Chunk, Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream, showing why he's a threat for this championship, even though he just got here. Weed Trimma brings home a top 5. I don't think that really helps him. Maybe, I don't know. Kyle's doing math right now, so we'll find out.
Can't talk, gotta think.
I'm just glad I don't have to do the math like I did yesterday.
I've never smelled a hot ink pen like that before. This dude is doing work.
Yeah, it's.
Are you sure it's not
started
toast?
fire, so you should probably calm down. Someone who didn't calm down, Joplin Moore, had a wacky little race, comes home 6th. Andrew, P7, that's a good run. Again, not really helpful for anything. Massive Chris on return with a top 10 in P8. Scubbs, Big time top 10. I feel like every time we have a wacky little race, Scubs just gets a top 10. He doesn't have a lot of them, but you know, here's one. This is first of the season, actually. And Tatuma Sato gets a second top 10, guys.
Let's go.
On the season.
No backing out, bitch.
Yippee!
On a hot streak. He was 21st in points entering the race, so we'll see where he shakes out. Don't believe he'll make the playoffs, but might be in contention to stay in Cup after this, so we'll see how that works out.
Yippee! And look at that. Harvey Quinn brought our car home in 11th place. Great run for him.
Let's go.
You know, he might actually attract a sponsor. It might not be on a race car anymore, considering he's pretty much unemployed now, but you know what? He might be sponsored at his local golf club. Who knows? Leland Funnyman with another great run, along with Lemmy Guinea, who finished ahead of him. Excuse that. If I skip anybody, it's nothing personal. I'm just looking at highlights. Ron Roundback, that's pretty good for him, you know, considering he's not finishing good ever in TOECAR. Gudaguchi had a tough break here today with a big impact. Same with the Colonel back there, not doing too good today, but better than Sono Head did in the car last week. Willie Studs back there after, you know, just war crimes, especially with the 88 there. And Jake Joe, the last car, finishing on the lead lap. With Ollie having to do that late pit stop, he's going to bring it home in 20th, one lap down.
Looking back through the outside of the top 20, or at least the first 10 outside the top 20, you got James Icup, who was my pick, my cup. He let me down. That's all right. We'll get him next time, maybe. Probably not, but who knows. One lap down to him. Kurt and Kyle Busch, also one lap down. Zach Outback, who, you know, really, we didn't really say a whole lot about him at all today, aside from the alpaca getting food poisoning.
Washed.
But yeah, I wouldn't say washed. I just think he had himself a bad race. Nonetheless, you know, hopefully he turns it around next week for when it actually counts. And then some other drivers who also had rough go at it. Looks like Shaquille Oatmeal, Fearless Fred Bush, Steel Park, Jackie Said, Mario Zandretti, Cease and Desist, all drivers who just, you know, was caught up in something one way or another, or had to pit there on that last run and just couldn't rebound from that. So unfortunate for those guys. And as we start getting into the retirees of the race, it starts off with Brody Easy Mac being the first one, and Anthony's going to tell you the rest.
Yeah, I guess I will. So Brad Oman finishes 31st. Preston DeWall died. It came back to life with the totem of undying, and is finishing 32nd. Giuseppe Gamaguli fucking slammed driver's side. Just tough day for those drivers. Cam Arrow started the race, but the 30 car in general did not finish the race. Dale Bernhardt, a playoff cut line driver, out. Raymond Hans, playoff cut line driver, out. Kobe Keith was doing tricks on it and landed a 920 type beat shit on the fucking pit road, out. And then oh wow, I didn't even realize Tyrese Halifax was out of the race so early.
Yeah, me either.
I was wondering where he was, because I'm like, this is such a great opportunity for the 24 to make up some points. I guess he got involved in that big one with probably David Gutterball, if I had to guess. 57 was upside down. Peter Griffith exploded basically, and Mr. Wilkinson down to a 6.5 bucks. So just going to be wild going into the championship round as we wait on our calculations to be complete.
It's funny you say that, Anthony, because the points are in. The numbers don't lie. And here are the 4 people who pointed their way in. First and foremost, the one we knew about, Preston DeWall, locked his way in before the race started. Also, I have a report on him. I actually just got word from Dr. Steve Basil, the Surgeon General himself. It turns out he was only in the care center with flu-like symptoms. It turns out there might have been foul play involved, anything to get him full health. So it might have been a waste of the Totem of Undying. I'm not sure what Adam Recklin, his crew chief, was thinking. But nonetheless, you know, he's respawned. He's ready to go. He'll be there next week, and he's in the postseason. Next up, Brody Easy Mac, another person who came in with a ton of an advantage over the cut line. Didn't really have too much to fear. Thankfully got out of there in one piece. Then behind that, it's going to be Willie Studs. We saw him in that rivalry earlier with the Dale Bernhardt. Those guys got into it. He's going to cement his position in the field today with another great run. And then the last spot is going to go to, let me get in the 96 car with 251 points. The first person on the outside looking in is, in fact, Dale Bernhardt with 217. So a pretty big margin there of 14 points. I do want to give a quick shout out, though, to Charles Trunkwagon. He actually got very close. He's going to be standing 12th in the point standings before the points reset. Of course, there's a couple people with wins below him, so he's going to fall back a little bit. But nonetheless, What an inspiring run the last 2 weeks to get that team anywhere close to competitive.
I cannot believe that, because it seems like every time we see Chunk on track, he finishes the race with no front end, or he just doesn't finish the race, period. But apparently, he's been sneaking in a few good finishes these last few weeks to get up there, 12th in points currently before the reset. I am so proud of Chunk.
How far does that put him out of the playoffs? How close did he get?
So he was pretty close. Like I said, the first person out was Dale Bernhardt. After that, Raymond Hans was 2 points behind Bernhardt. Weed Trimma is 1 point behind that. Behind that is Zach Outback, 2 points behind, and then another 4 points back is Charles Trunkwagon in P12. So very close. All in all, a couple positions, and what would that be? 23 points out of the cut line. But what a great performance by them in the last half of this season to get anywhere close, quite frankly.
Especially Dale Bernhardt. It's so heartbreaking for him after what we saw last week, losing the race just at the very end to Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream. And this race going just so horribly for him after looking so promising. But you know, Dale Bernhardt, after going through everything physically with his acid reflux and everything that goes wrong on the track, this dude, I've never seen somebody in higher spirits after no matter what happens to him every single week. He pushes forward, so I'm so excited to see him back in TOECAR next season, even though he's not going to be fighting next week for the championship.
Well, that's going to do it here from CRI Super Speedway. Once again, your playoff grid: Wyatt Wilkinson, Shaquille Oatmeal, David Gutterball, Zach Outback, Limburger Asiago, Ali Alakainen, The Colonel, Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream, Chris Call, and then of course the 4 people who transferred in on points, which are Preston DeWall, Brody Easy Mac, Willie Studs, and let me get in ya. One of the names I just said will walk out of next week's race a champion.
I guess.
Yeah.
No, he's in the truck series, Matt.
Oh, man, marketing. Oh, Anthony. You're up
Hey,
here.
what's up? Yeah, I wanted to hang out with you guys, but you know, I mean,
Well, we're
everything's
about
over.
to leave.
You're
so-
just allergic to pit road, huh?
I don't like being there as often as you guys want me there. You don't pay me to be anywhere.
We don't pay you at all.
Exactly what I mean.
Dude, you're soaking wet.
What?
What happened?
Oh, God, it's my piss.
Oh.
Ew. Oh,
Yeah,
guys, I peed myself.
Oh.
You're going to make us
Let's get
condemn
outta
the
here.
booth.
Why did
Let's
you
get
walk
outta
up
here.
here to do that?
No,
We can argue
I don't-
outside. We gotta get out of here.
All right, well, you know, let's get this done with. From here in the booth at CRI Super Speedway to wherever you might be listening to this, God, it smells bad. Thank you,
Everywhere.
and good night.
Wait,
What is wrong with you?
Anthony,
Yeah.
this isn't piss.
Oh.
I don't know what it is, but it's definitely
really
not
getting
piss.
his nose in.
It's also ankle deep. What the fuck?
Oh.
Oh, nah, he's in anteater mode.
Did
God,
your
do
water
you-
break?